3 weeks in, I looked around and I realised I was in a new city. I lived in Paris at this point. I'd run away from London to escape all the madness. And I didn't have any Christian friends. I had some friends from university there, but I didn't know people who I was like talking to and bouncing ideas off who were Christian. So it was probably my first real prayer request was, God, can I have some Christian mates, please? Around this time, one of my flatmates moved out and it was a 3-bed place. And we interviewed loads of people and no one really worked out. And then eventually he found this girl. So I went for a coffee with her and we got on fine. She seemed nice. You know, I was like, yeah, move her in, that'd be great. And then she moved in on the Saturday and she was in and out unpacking and stuff, and I missed her, didn't chat. So on Sunday, before I went off to church, I just knocked on her door, you know, hey, so nice that you're here, that you live here, how are you getting on? And she was like, oh, I just realised that I can't buy food from the shop today because it's a Sunday. And I was like, I've got fajitas, don't worry, I'm heading out now, but when I get back, say 7 o'clock, we'll have dinner and we'll get to know each other. So I went off and I walked into church and I sat in my seat and I looked forwards, and 2 rows in front of me, she was there. And she had her hand up for the hymns and she like rushed off afterwards, so I didn't get the chance to grab her and be like, it's me, we share a wall. So I phoned her and I was like, hey, where have you been? And this like caught her off guard, and it was like she was a Christian about to be thrown to the lions, and she was like, oh, I've actually been in church. And I was like, me too. And then we sacked off the fajitas and we went for dinner and we sat on a terrace all night, and that was it. She was my best friend and we did this whole walk together. She was quite new to faith, so there were lots of questions she had, lots of questions I had. And we'd like come home from work and be like, well, can Christians get tattoos? And then we'd just sit and Google it and wrestle with it and, you know, call people and ask and work it out together. And I felt like I was journeying with her. And when I learned more about faith and God, and that's just so God, you know, we've got that example of Moses, who he called to walk a difficult path, and sobriety's hard. You know, okay, not as hard as liberating the whole of the Israelites from Egypt, but he called Moses to do that. And Moses was like, I can't, how am I going to do that? And he gave Moses Aaron, and they went together, and Aaron compensated where Moses didn't have the ability. He spoke for him, and that was Aaron and Katie, you know, she was my Aaron. She took on things when I wasn't strong enough, and I'm just so grateful for her and for God bringing her to me in the next room.